All right, opening statement. First of all, thank y'all for coming. It's been a long 3 weeks. I think these young men can attest to that. When I first looked at the calendar and saw that we were reporting on July 29th, I had to look again and make sure it was right, because I've been coaching football now 27 years, and we've never reported in the month of July. But I guess the way the calendar fell, and because of our August 28th date, we got to come in on July 29th. So it's been a great 3 weeks. These guys have really come together. And I think the dynamic is you're taking 20 freshmen, 5 transfers, and you're trying to take those young men and gel with the players that we had last year to come up with our 2014 team. And I think our coaches have done an outstanding job of doing that. And therefore, we are sitting here, I guess a week and a half away from game one, and trying to figure out what the next step is. But we're excited about the season. Everybody's pointing to the Southern Conference and conference play, and have to pause and kind of say, hey, we've got Reinhardt first, and that's our main concentration right now, is to play a very good Reinhardt team as we saw last year. And so we're excited about the opportunity to play on a Thursday night, get a little bit different feel. Hopefully the stadium will be packed like it was last year. The community support has been outstanding throughout the offseason, and we're ready to go. So I'm going to open it up for questions, and then we can talk to some of these guys. Yes, sir.
I know going undefeated at home is a tall task, but it's one of your team goals that you always talk about. What are some other team goals that you got for the Bears this year?
Well, goal number one is to win game number one. So you want to win the first one. But when I came here, our goal every year is going to be to win the conference championship. And last year that was our goal in the Pioneer Conference and Pioneer League, and everybody thought I was crazy. I thought I was a little bit crazy at times. And our goal this year would be to win the Southern Conference championship. And then once you win the Southern Conference championship, then you have an opportunity to play for a national championship, which there's not a lot of schools out there that can say that. Your mid-majors, they really don't have an opportunity to win a national championship, and we have the opportunity to win a national championship here at Mercer, and we're working hard, but step one is to win the conference championship.
How much does last year carry over with the guys who were here, and then try to feed that into the new guys who are here?
I think the carryover from last year, from a confidence standpoint, is huge. Being able to go out there and compete at the highest level, and win games and win 10 games in the fashion that we did is big for our confidence level. Now, does it have anything to do with what's going to go on out there this year as far as the physicality of the game, the speed of the game? Probably not. But from the confidence standpoint, these guys believe they can win. They did it last year, and they're ready to win at any level.
You said you were surprised last year with what you did. I mean, you said it numerous times. You didn't expect to win 10 games. What would anything surprise you this season with this year's team?
Not really. After last year, we had a remarkable year. Obviously there were a lot of people involved. Our administration, starting with our fan. The Bear Nation really got behind this team. But it all boils down to one thing: the players were committed. They came here with a vision. They committed themselves. They came together as a team. They grew together as a team. And somehow, some way, we end up winning 10. And like I said, we'll be in the record books for a while.
With running back being your deepest position, probably the most talented, and only having so many snaps in a game, do you envision playing hot hands, or do you maybe have a situational guys that you can rotate in?
Very good question. We are deep at running back. We've got to find different ways to get the ball to our playmakers. Obviously, Alex Lakes is sitting over here to my left. Alex was a redshirt freshman. He's a 215-pound running back that will probably be the starter on opening night. Behind him, you got T. Mitchell, who transferred in from the Air Force Prep from Jacksonville, Florida. And then, of course, you can't forget Peyton Usher and Jatari Donald. So we're really, really deep. We have divided the carries up and got a great evaluation of those 4 guys. They all have different talents, and you will see us in a lot of different sets in order to get those guys the ball.
Is there one position right now that concerns you the most a week and a half out?
The head coach position. Other than that, we should be okay. No, we're there's a concern at outside linebacker with Tosin Aguibar going down, and let me say this, we've got a lot of freshmen that have come in. We signed 20. I think there's going to be at least 12 to 13 in the two deep. Probably 5 or 6 are going to start when I say true freshmen, and so we probably had the most physical camp that I could ever remember having. And the reason that I did that is because these guys got to learn how to play. And we had 3 weeks to get ready. Obviously, with the contact is going to cease a little bit now going into game week. And it's unfortunate what happened to Tosin. He was downfield trying to make a great play, and another guy was diving at the same time and just clipped his ankle. Lower leg injury, probably going to be out at least 10 weeks. It's a pretty severe blow when you lose a guy like that and usually lose a leader. And so that position is our bandit position, which is our outside backer position. Concerns us a little bit from a depth standpoint now. Kyle Williams will step up. Kyle is a true freshman. I guess he transferred in from Air Force Prep, so that makes him a true freshman this year. He's got 4 years to play. And so he steps into that role now. So we've got a saying that we use around the team all the time, next man up. And certainly you don't want to use it a lot because that means you're getting a lot of injuries. So right now it looks like the only 2 injuries that are going to affect us early are going to be that. And then Zach Rice broke his hand. Zach Rice is a redshirt freshman offensive lineman that broke his hand early in camp. And so hopefully we'll be able to get him back. Anybody?
Something that you have to change up with, like scheme-wise, in terms of bringing exotic blitzes when you lose your best pass rusher?
Well, I think if you look at, I think Tosin was 6'3", 225 or 226, and Kyle Williams is about 234. He's about 6'2", 6'2 and a half. So we've got the same size bulk. We just don't have the experience. Tosin's got a great year, a year under his belt in Coach K's defensive scheme. Trust me, these guys will tell you with Coach K, they're coming from everywhere. So, any other questions? Yes.
At the tight end position, we saw a lot of splash plays in the spring, also in the last scrimmage with Derek Owens. And how is that a way that you talk about your offense and the role that tight end plays?
Well, tight end is huge in our offense. We play 12 personnel, which doesn't mean a whole lot to you guys. 12 personnel probably 70% of the time last year, and that is a 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver, 1 back set. We're very versatile with our tight ends. Derek Owens transferred in from Eastern Michigan, had a great spring. You got he and you got Robert Brown. You also had Grant Redikovich, who's come in and looks really good and has done a nice job. And then we've got a freshman named Sam Walker, who will be the 4th guy in that rotation. So we like to play a lot of tight ends and a lot of mismatches, and Robert can attest to that last year because he did a great job of catching the ball downfield. But obviously a tight end's got to be versatile. He's got to block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack. He's got a motion out of the backfield. They got to be pretty smart, right, Robert? I think Robert, 34 on ACT maybe? 32. Dadgummit. Why couldn't you get 34? So yeah, he's a pretty smart guy. But tight end is a very critical position in our offense. Yes, sir.
Coach, you mentioned that you're kind of putting the Southern Conference focus on hold, preparing for Reinhardt. They're a new program as well. How do you prepare for a new program like that, and what do you know about them coming into this opening?
Well, they had a great year last year. I think they finished 6-4, and they were right on the brink of winning the last 2 games and going on to the playoffs and having a great year in the NAIA division. And as I just kind of go back to last year's game, we played a lot of teams last year, Jacksonville being one that had some speed. The only other team that I can remember being fast was Reinhardt. They were probably one of the fastest teams we played. They run a wing tee offense. They spread it out a little bit, and they'll break the wing a little bit. So that kind of gives you problems from that standpoint because it's an offense you don't see on a day-to-day basis. They're really concerned because you really don't know who they've gotten transferred in there. Coach Cronick and them have done an outstanding job of building that program up, and so certainly we got to be ready for game number 1.
Any other questions?
With so many teams that can run the ball well in the SoCon, it's more of a ball control kind of a conference. I know on offense you guys play up-tempo tempo, or do you still think that's an important key to your offense?
No, we'll stick with the no huddle. We're going to stick with our plan. The bottom line is we're going from a league that was pass happy, where we felt like if we could come in last year and be successful on the ground, that league, they were not used to seeing that. And obviously we led the league in rushing. We're second in the nation rushing. And then we're going into a league now that is a ground league, and they try to run the ball. And they do it in different ways. Some of them spread it and run it. Some of them, obviously, you got Citadel with a triple option. You got Wofford with their option game. So there'll be a lot of different things that you're going to see on Saturday from different teams. But from our standpoint, we're going to stick with what we did last year. We're going to try to do it, as good as we can, but we'll stick to our plan.